Well, there you have it. And there you have that. Well, not those, but look at that. Typical pebbly beach in England. And of course, we all know they're not all pebbly, but this one's quite wide, isn't it? Can't tell if the tide's coming in or out. So I guess when the tide's fully out, there's even more pebbles. And how far does the tide come in? I guess somewhere around there, I suppose. Anyway, what are we doing here? Well, contrary to what Matt says, it is not midday or midnight. It is about 7 minutes past 4 on Wednesday, the 21st of December, which is the shortest day. Hallelujah to that. And of course, at Stonehenge this morning, they would have had something. And they do have something here later on. I don't know, but where is here? Well, there's a pier. It's not as long as the one in Southend, but I kind of think that none of them are as long as the one in Southend. Okay, I'll tell you. Famous for Mr. Bean. Here we go. Brighton. What on earth am I doing here on the 21st of December? I mean, obviously it's not summer, it's not warm, of course not. But during the summer, of course, all this kind of thing is packed. Packed. Look at this. I think that structure there was the former pier. And of course, just down there, honey, only, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile, is Hove, which is where somebody you know lives. And that's just down there. But you came down here with Nikki, if I remember correctly. I'm sure you didn't do it in December. Anyway, so that's the pier for those who are so inclined. And of course, a lot of these type stores are closed now. There's some open down there. I remember about 5 years ago, I was with some clients, and I was staying down there. They put me up in a hotel down there. They were staying at the Hilton, I think it's just down there, and I was in a hotel just beyond that. And I was in a Rolls, actually. I was in the Frampton, the big Rolls. And I remember they were rushing. Well, they were, I don't mean they were actually in a hurry. They were from the country called Russia. So they were rushing Russian people. Anyway, and I think there was a couple of kids or something, and they wanted to come to this pier. Because, you know, there's all sorts of rides up there and all that kind of thing. And so that's what they did. And of course, being kids, then the father, who was a billionaire, could have had to do what he was told. Anyway, so yeah, so the kids, of course, stayed longer here than was originally intended. I found I should tell you that when I picked them up, they came in by helicopter from London, and they couldn't get into Gatwick or something. They couldn't get a slot. So I guess their PA or the concierge at the hotel had done whatever, and so they arranged to land on the centre circle of the East Grinstead rugby pitch. Now, two sides of that, I think it's two, maybe three, but it's at least two, let's say two, are surrounded by houses. So anyway, so 11 o'clock in the morning, a helicopter landed on the centre circle. Yours truly promptly reversed the Rolls Frampton, the long wheelbase, so that's the biggest Rolls. I reversed it up to as close as I dared to the helicopter. And of course, they then jumped in the Rolls from the helicopter, as you do. And yeah, so at the end of that day, so they were in the Hilton down there, and I was in a hotel just beyond it. Um, yeah, 'cause I had a problem parking the car actually. But I almost didn't get the reservation because somebody in some office had messed up. Not sure how that came about. Anyway, and I remember the kids, of course, they spent longer in here than what was the plan. I was over there actually, waiting. And we had another car with us that was had the bodyguards and the PA in, as you do. As you do. And we'd gone by Seven Sisters as well, actually, or maybe that was the following day. Anyway, you see these places were open. Anyway, so they jumped into the rolls there and off we went. And as we were going up there, over there actually, one of the kids for some reason opened the rear door of the rolls as best he could anyway. And what happens is that the car stops. And I mean, not immediately, it takes a few seconds, but that's what it did. And I was like, oh my Gordon Bennett. And that was just over there. Yeah. Remember that. Anyway, so that was here, Brighton Pier. And oh, the clock was wrong on the other side, but it's right this side. 4:16. So what am I doing here? It's the shortest day. Now, of course, this is a very easy day trip from London. And trains, well, they go into London Bridge and Victoria. If you take the train, you take the coach from Victoria. But from Victoria Station, it is only, of course, a few minutes walk to where I'm staying, which is handy. Anyway, but yeah, so what am I doing down here on the 21st of December on the south coast of England? Well, all will be revealed. And there is a reason, I assure you. And it's something to do, and this must be really nice in the summer, eh? Of course, don't forget, some people don't like sandy beaches, because it gets between your toes and all that kind of stuff. Some people prefer pebbles. So, different people prefer different things. But anyway, but during the summer, I guess it'll all be very nice here. Before I interrupted myself. Yes, so there is a reason why I'm down here on the 21st of December, and that will be revealed. And I do have to say, for those inclined, and I may have mentioned this when we went to Southend, honey, and Westcliff-on-Sea and Leigh-on-Sea, and Whitstable, of course, is that, from London, it really isn't difficult to go to a coast on a day trip, whether it be the south coast, or whether it be the east coast or the southeast, right? It's quite easy, isn't it? I guess the trains are going to be the best thing. I mean, there are going to be coaches here and there, but it's not a difficult thing at all. I mean, if you went to Bournemouth and back, it could be a bit time-consuming, I suppose, but still not impossible. So if you can imagine a circle, and you imagine London in the centre of that circle, and then let's say you have, about the 7:30 position, and then you go anti-clockwise to, say, round about the 2 o'clock position, that kind of thing. Now, if you can imagine that as the coast, and south, southeast, east, that's the sort of area's coastline is going to be, I would think, if you were to do a day trip from London, I guess you'd be looking at that sort of area, I would think, for sure. And again, it depends what you want as well. Different places, Southend, for example, is very different than Whitstable. And again, it depends what you're into, right? Anyway, remember Mr. Bean when he was here in his Mini? Okay, something is happening. We're up on North Street, Brighton, and this looks to be the beginning of something. I'm guessing that's the mayor and her husband. Not entirely. It is the beginning of the parade, so quite possible. What parade? Come on, oh my God. Well, mostly heart, but sometimes there are some stars and shaped, I don't know, what would you call them, lanterns? And that looks like a chili pickle. But most of they're heart-shaped, and there's all sorts of things on them about, oh, that's I think that one's a clock, and that's a clue, actually, that's a clue. But anyway, so yeah, people have built these things and put various drawings on them and words and I guess whatever they want. I've seen a few Ukraine ones.
This is where we offer all our hopes and wishes for the new year, and remember our losses of the last year and let go. The theme for this year's event is wild. We're pretty wild here, aren't we, Brighton? Right answer. And the effigy you see on the beach is the Wilderman. So we're now going to set fire to the Wilderman and all the beautiful lanterns that have been made. And then we'll have a firework display. Yeah! What about that, Brighton? Thank you so much for coming down. Thanks to the Arts Council for funding this event. Brighton and Hove Council for their support. Fireworks by Bright Fire Productions. Weren't they great? Everyone that bought lantern kits, the shops that sold the lanterns, our crowdfunder, people that have donated into our buckets, please keep donating so we can come back next year. Would you like to come back next year? Please put some money in the buckets. We're also accepting cards as well this year, so on the way home or if you're heading back into town, please donate. Thank you so much, Brighton, for your support. Thank you for coming down and have a wonderful festive season. We'll see you next year.
Oh, you used to be able to move along there years ago. What happened?
And that is Brighton Beach. And what you can get is the smell. Like everyone here can smell, you know, that residue smell of fireworks. It's in the air right now. And of course, just behind it is the English Channel, or La Manche. Well, you know what I feel about that, right? The English/French Channel. Anyway, what was all that about? It's called Burning of the Clocks. Although I actually think maybe it should be called Burning of the Lanterns. Because of all those lanterns, you know, a small percentage of them were actually shaped kind of like clocks, but the vast majority weren't. So it's all to do with today is the shortest day, 21st of December. So I suppose that is the link to clocks, maybe, or something. Anyway, well, you can see what happened, right? I mean, they paraded through the downtown area of Brighton, end up being burnt, as you saw. And there was that firework display. I have a train in about 45 minutes back to Victoria, which is fine. It'll probably take me about 20 minutes to walk back to the station. So that's okay, honey. Yeah, so didn't really eat a lot today. One of those things. But anyway, you know, I drove Rolls Royce along here. It was after we left Brighton that we went to Seven Sisters and then onwards from there. Anyway, yeah, because I remember, we were parked, where were we parked? Somewhere. And of course it was in that Rolls. And some bird pooped on it. Annoying. Probably did it deliberately, right? You know, so, there's a Rolls, I'm going to poop on the Rolls. Anyway, that was that. Anyway, so now as you can see, big crowds here. Naturally. Here we go. Look. Anyway. Brighton Station. Here. Oh, there's the Royal Pavilion. That's that thing from Queen Victoria, you know, it looks very Indian. And there's the coach station. Anyway, so that's not so bad, is it? It's probably taking less than, looks like a 15-minute walk. Anyway, so that's it. You know, this has been on my to-do list. If you recall those yellow notes, those yellow sticky notes, I'm sure one of them has got Burning of the Clocks on it. So once those yellow sticky notes are found, I'm sure they're in storage somewhere, and then they could be stuck back on a wall, except for that one. I have great pleasure in removing those yellow sticky notes. Anyway, so that's off the list. And you know, just a few miles north of here, there's what's it called? Lancing. Look it up. Lancing. I don't know if it's an abbey or a cathedral or whatever, but I've only been there. I took there's a college there, a university, college, and I took some fella there, and of course we got there like 9 o'clock at night, so I didn't actually go inside this cathedral or abbey, whatever it is. But I tell you, from the outside, it looked incredibly impressive. It just looked spectacular. Yeah, that's on the list as well. And I saw pictures of it online, pictures inside, and it just looks incredible. It's called Lancing, so. And you know, like a lot of these things, you know, it was closed for a while. Like this thing tonight here, Burning the Clocks, first one for 3 years. So, oh God, I hope everything's back to normal. I really do, except if you're in China, of course. But anyway, so yeah, that's it. So I'm going to say farewell. Just to, you know, walk through along here now through the town. Let's have a quick look at the beach. When I can. Oh dear. Yay. Okay, here we go. Yeah, baby. Oh, let's go.
Well, this is what I'm hoping to.
There we go, so that's the pier over there. And, you probably can't make out the water. There's the water, there's the beach, the pebble beach, and behind it, you know, the water. Probably can't make it out on this thing. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to say farewell. See you later, Gator. Remember the coaster bus, honey? One end Eastbourne, the other end Brighton. Goes to Seven Sisters, amongst other places. It is here in Brighton. Number 12 here, going to Brighton Station. It must be the train station, I guess, not the bus or the coach station. You know, Brighton to me kind of seems as though it's one of those places that should have a Taco Bell. You know, I have to admit, I hadn't eaten Taco Bell for a long time, but if there was one here, I'm a bit hungry right now. I haven't seen one. I guess I could put it into Waze and see if there's one here, but I'm not going to. But it's just one of the things, if I just happen to walk past it, and, you know, I'd go in, to be honest. So I just put it down to fate. Quite a few of these rubbish chicken places around, but you know, there's a lot of students here, and all along the south coast of England there's a lot of people living here learning English. A lot of them staying in people's homes, not just colleges and universities. I guess that's big business anyway, right? I think. Anyway, this is, I don't know the name of the street, but it goes up to the train station, which is about another 5 minutes. That's it. Talk to you later. Gator, love you, bye.